My name is Matt O'Quinn, M-A-T-T. I am a member of Black Diamond Paranormal Society. Been a member since September of 2009. We went last year to the Major Grand Mansion in Max Meadows, and we had a pretty good investigation. It's pretty unique. I guess I should tell a bit about what I do in Black Diamond Paranormal Society. First, I do help with the history. I'm a historian. I do audio. I help with that. Help with some video, and I'm an investigator. Been in paranormal. Wanted to get into it just to try to explain, the unexplained. Try to find truth through scientific ways, not necessarily the theatrical ways of it. I definitely want to focus my paranormal investigating on the scientific and the unexplained elements, and how we explain those unexplained elements scientifically. And so I've been doing it now, like I said, since 2009. It's actually learned a lot about stuff. But yeah, as for the Major Grand Mansion, it was a crazy investigation. I mean, it's a huge place. It's plantation. I think it was built in the late 18th century, around the turn of the century of the 1800s. I want to say 1809, I think the land there was definitely had stuff going on way back, but that actual mansion was built in the about that time. It was used as an iron forge, I do believe, for a long time. That's how the main, I forget his name. Not the mansion actually should not be named Major Graham. I think it's David Graham, is it? I can't remember his name at the top of my head. It was used for an iron forge. During the Civil War, I think they had a lot of stuff going on there. It was used for, I think they had a school there. They had some people said they had a hospital there for, all kinds of just stuff. It was definitely used slaves. They definitely had slaves there. I'm trying to think. They had about the history. I think it was owned by the Graham family up until the 40s, I think, and then it was taken over by a professor who lived in it until the 70s, and then from the 70s or to the 80s on, it's now been owned by like a country music singer. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it's located in Max Meadows, which is over in it's technically still in Southwest Virginia. It's more so towards the Roanoke, Blacksburg, Withville kind of side of Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountain area, definitely in that area. As for the investigation, we started out about 6 o'clock. We split up into teams, each person, 2-man teams. Me and Rodney Shortridge, the founder of Black Diamond Paranormal Society, was teamed up. I think it was about my 4th investigation. 4th or 5th investigation, I think is what it was. We started out doing walking through, just getting a feel of the mansion, getting a feel of all the rooms. We each, the way we do it in Black Diamond, we each kind of take a room, sit in it for a little while other people watch videos, and while we try to make sure we're not overlapping each other when we're doing investigations. That way our voices don't interfere with the EVPs or the video. For the first couple, maybe the first hour or two, I really didn't get much, you know, stuff going on, much feelings. Then I don't really remember what time we actually made it to the, I think it was called the, I'm going to call it the little girl's room. It was the classroom, Claire's room. I think that they actually said it was used for a classroom at once upon a time for, I guess, the family or for people that could use it. I lived in the mansion. I don't really know the full history of that. In terms of what was in the room, it was a pretty large room. I can't really give you a definite measurements because I'm not that kind of, you know, person that can. It's a pretty big room. It was they had set up some toys. They had some balls in the room. They had rocking chairs in the room. I think there was a central, like a fireplace. Almost in every room there's a fireplace. Due to the age and the type of the mansion. Our base investigation of the room, we started with doing K2 meter investigations, EVP, or not EVP, electromagnetic Gauss meter investigations, what I meant. We did some of that. Didn't really pick up on anything. One of our people had actually set up a like a plasma ball. You know, one of those things that where you press hold your fingers on and it makes like electricity, you know, go to your fingers. We had one of those set up in the room to see if we could capture anything. And basically we're talking, trying to get something to make noise, make a sound. I decided to sit in one of the rocking chairs, and Rodney actually came over and sat beside me. We was asking, is anyone there? Is there a little girl in the room? If you are, can you show yourself? Can you make some noise so we know your presence? Just trying to get a response from something, somebody. Well, eventually I just got tired of asking questions, and I was just standing looking around in the darkness. The room, it was very dark. I mean, the only light we had was the plasma ball in the center of the room. Basically, I sat there. It wasn't 5-10 minutes, maybe after I quit talking, just trying to take in the sounds of the room. I looked up in the corner. I want to say it was above the fireplace mantle kind of areas where I first saw the anomalies, what I'm going to call it. It was, I've always said it was about the size of maybe a grapefruit softball-ish. It wasn't bright. It was an orb. It wasn't bright, like, it was vague, but it was definitely bright enough that you could see it with the naked eye. Well, it kind of floated up and to the side and then disappeared. Well, at first glance, I, you know, thought to myself, well, it must have been a lightning bug, must have been a flashlight, must have been something else. So I turned to Rodney and I said, did you see that? And he said, yeah, I saw that. And I said, what the hell was that? You know, and so we said, well, maybe it was a flashlight. So I got up, we looked around, we took our K2 meters to try to see if we could get any kind of reading on it. Nothing. We radioed into our video people that were setting up the cameras. They said, did you see that? They said they didn't see it. So first we was like, I don't think it was anything. Well, I just missed it the first time. So, well, we went back and I was like, well, you know, maybe we need to see what else. So we stayed in the room for a little while longer, and then again we wasn't asking questions again, wasn't saying anything. Again, the little orb anomaly, light anomaly, flew up basically along the wall and across the ceiling from what I remember. And this time it wasn't necessarily any more brighter or dimmer. It was the same definitely light source, but I mean, you could not figure it out. It disappeared, and I told Rodney, I said, I saw it again. He said he did too, and that was quite, you know, that's probably my first ever seeing an apparition or anomaly with my naked eye, and it was very. It wasn't necessarily disturbing for me. It was more so, it raised a lot of questions, and it gave me, I guess, a taste of wanting to know more about paranormal.